We must pray without ceasing. We see in Acts 12. About that time, King Herod Agrippa began to persecute some believers in the church. He had the apostle James, John's brother, killed with a sword. When Herod saw how much this pleased the Jewish people, he also arrested Peter. This took place during the Passover celebration. After Herod arrested Peter, he put him in prison. He was placed under guard and watched by 4 groups of 4 soldiers each. Herod planned to put Peter on public trial. It would take place after the Passover feast. Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto God for him. Fervent and persistent prayer for him was being made to God by the church. Why was Peter not killed? Because the church made prayer for him without ceasing. 1 Thessalonians 5:17 tells us to pray without ceasing. Jesus said in Luke 18:1, we must always pray and never give up. Jesus went into the temple of God and drove out all those who bought and sold in the temple, and overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold doves. And he said to them, it is written, my house shall be called a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves. This is one of the times we see in the Word of God where Jesus got upset, because the people were doing everything in God's house but praying. And we see this in the church today. The people are not praying. Their leaders are not teaching them to pray, because this may take too much attention away from them. Surely we see 1 or 2 people in the church praying. Every believer must pray. This is God's will for you. The Lord watches over the righteous and listens to their prayers. 1 John 5:14-15 says, here is what we can be sure of when we come to God in prayer. If we ask anything in keeping with what he wants, he hears us. If we know that God hears what we ask for, we know that we have it. When people stop praying, evil things begin to happen. We see this in our country. Our government leaders have become a tool for Satan. Over 135,000 people are dead. Over 3 million are infected by the coronavirus demon because of this. If we want to see changes in this country and around the world, we must change. We must pray without ceasing. Pretending and playing church doesn't work anymore. You are calling your church services prayer meeting, but no one is praying. The word of the Lord came to Ezekiel saying, if the watchman sees the enemy coming and doesn't sound the alarm to warn the people, he is responsible for their captive. They will die in their sins, but I will hold the watchman responsible for their deaths. Jesus said, we must always pray and never give up. I'm Pastor Larry Cobb of the Redeeming Light Ministries. You have a blessed day.